Referencing a sequence genome using Tophat. By Josh, Diannia, and Caileen.
RNA sequencing is completed by the following steps: production of an RNA sequence library, cluster generation and bridge amplification, Illumina 500, Tophat, CuffDiff, determining statistics, experimental design, and analysis. We are now at the step Tophat. Illumina 500 sequencing produces output files that contain cDNA fragment sequences. But now what?
Problem solved. We are able to use the applications Tophat and Bowtie to align these cDNA sequences. Bowtie does most of the heavy lifting while Tophat tends to get most of the credit for cleaning up the tougher sequences.
Bowtie is a part of the Tophat application that aligns the majority of sequences to the reference genome. Bowtie aligns reads at a rate of tens of millions per CPU, but it can't do all alignment tasks. It has an issue with reads that have a large gap between the genome and the read. So the more introns, the harder the alignment.
Tophat solves this problem by breaking off the tougher reads that Bowtie cannot align into smaller segments, making them easier to align to the genome. If there are segments that are far apart, like 100 bases to several hundred kilobases, Tophat reads it as a splice junction and estimates where the splice site is.
Tophat takes these sites and creates an index in the transcriptome without needing previous annotations. This is wonderful because catalogs of alternative splicing are incomplete due to the difficulty of piecing the segments together. Tophat cuts the sequence reads into smaller segments, runs probability checks to see where cut segments would most likely fit, adjusts cuts of sequences to best fit reference genome, and applies splices to the genome.
Now, how do we use Tophat? Open the application, use your selected genome for a reference, select the FASTQ file and run the program. Rinse, wash, and repeat. The product of Bowtie and Tophat is a sequence alignment map, or SAM file. The file itself is a text file that contains each sequence read and along with multiple acronym codes that indicate where the sequence is located, if a splice junction exists and whether or not part of the sequence code fits into the reference.
Strict interpretation of this file yields a more easy-to-read alignment map. Here, the reference genome is clearly shown and junctions are seen as sequences separated by dotted lines. It is important to note, however, that this is just a read of the SAM file, not the SAM file itself. The SAM file is most easily utilized in the Integrated Genomics Viewer, or IGV. This tool has multiple tools that tell us much about the reads and how they fit into the reference genome.
Some important things to note on the IGV are shown here: the reference genome, the gene in which the sequence reads are located, as well as a reference gene mutation model. Much of the computational work performed during Tophat is shown by the red arcs below, which represent splice junctions. The thickness of the lines show the statistical likelihood of a splice junction given the number of sequences that confirm a splice junction.
Created using Powtoon.